Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Lunch and Learn. My name is Agnes Adebiyi, and I am the Digital Communication and Training Executive for Futuresoft. It's nice to see everyone here. For those that are joining us for the first time, kindly note, please keep yourself muted till the end of the session, and at the end of the session, you can ask questions. But while the training is going on, if you have any questions, kindly drop them in the chat box and we would address them as soon as possible or after the training. That being said, today we will be talking about content marketing strategies for professional service and B2B businesses. So here is our training overview, and these are the things we'll be talking about. If you have any questions from there, please let me know in the chat. Today we'll be starting with a quote from Seth Godin that says, "Content marketing is all the marketing that's left." And I believe this is true because there is basically no form of marketing you want to do that you won't use content, and that is important to note that content marketing is one of the most important type of marketing you would ever want to do or you would ever enjoy doing as a business, because it is very important. Whatever you're putting out, it is content. Whatever you're saying to people is content. Whatever you want to sell is content. So it is all the marketing that is left, really. So let's define some of the terms in the topic and then we'll move on from there. So what is content? Content is the what of your company's communication. So like I said, you have something you put out to your people, the facts, the figures of your industry or your company or the things you're doing, the ideas you have, the things you're about to do, the things you will do, the things you've done. Whatever you want to communicate with your target audience is definitely, it's anything you put out there to communicate with the target audience is content. So content is anything that can be expressed in words. So it can be text, it could express using audio or video or visuals, or it could be video or animation or anything that anybody can see. It is content, basically. So it could be a blog post, it could be a podcast, it could be a video, it could be a blog, anything is content. So what's content marketing? Content marketing is a strategic marketing approach focused on creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent. Emphasis on valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and retain a clearly defined audience. So talking about valuable content, it means that what are the people you're reaching out to? Are they enjoying it? Is this something they can hold on to and say, oh, this is important. This is a pain point for me, and they're addressing it. It is something I consider valuable as the target audience. Is it relevant? Is it something that in the moment, is this something I can relate to? Is this something that is helping me out? Is this solving any of my problems? Is it addressing any of my issues? Is it pointing out my pain points? Is it relevant to me? If it's not, then it's not a good content marketing. Is it consistent? So consistency doesn't have to be every day. Doesn't have to be every minute or every hour. It has to be at a particular, you set out time for a particular thing to go out, and then it keeps going at that particular hour. For example, the Lunch and Learn at Futuresoft is every 2 weeks, and it's been consistent. And this is to help businesses to understand some of the things they would need in their digital communications across different platforms. So it is consistent. It has to be something you do over and over again so that your target audience get used to that content you're putting out to them. And the goal of content marketing every time is to drive profitable customer action, which means it might be sales, but it doesn't always have to be sales. So it could be, say, share. It could be something that you want people to know about your brand, which is awareness. So if more people share your content, or more people know about your content, I mean, that's a profitable customer action. It means people can see you. It's more visibility. It brings, if people can come onto your website and take action. So if it's an e-commerce, if they're coming to buy, fine. If they're coming to read, maybe you have articles about a product that you have or a service that you're offering. I mean, it's a profitable customer action because it would in turn, in the long term, lead to something profitable for your business. So what is content marketing strategy then? I mean, we've talked about the content, talked about the marketing. So what exactly is a content marketing strategy? So it means it's a specific plan. I mean, emphasis on specific, that is put in place by a business to reach, attract, engage, and retain an audience. So specific plan is addressing the situation of you can't copy and paste someone else's content marketing or business marketing or their market. I mean, you cannot say, oh, because this person is doing it, oh, I should do it. Because this person is posting 15 times a day, oh, I should do the same. Because no, it is what is specific for your own business. And that would come from an insight. Data-driven is a data-driven plan. So it is not something that, oh, a business in real estate is doing something like this. An accountancy firm wants to do the same thing. I mean, it's not going to work because you're not in the same industry and it is not specific to your business. So that address the specific plan in the whole entire equation. So it could be, so you can, by creating and sharing the relevant articles, so it could be video, podcast, or that type of content. So it could be blog posts, like I said, it could be social media posts, it could be anything that you want to put out on the platform that people that your target audience really enjoy to stay on. So this approach establish expertise, promote brand awareness, and keep your business top of mind when it's time to interact with your customer. I mean, people get to know you. So there are some businesses that would always thrive on Instagram, but if you put them on LinkedIn, I mean, it's not going to have the same effect. It means that Instagram is a more suitable place or social media platform for them. And that is important to also know what platform. And of course, that's part of the things that is entailed in the specific plan. Specific, knows, oh, this works for me. LinkedIn won't work for my business. So Instagram works best for my business because I have more visuals. Having a podcast is more reasonable to my target audience. So those are the things that you have to consider when you are creating your content marketing strategy. Moving on. So how does content marketing help B2B? This is like a straightforward question. So it puts your business in front of your ideal customers. So you don't have to like do a broadcast messaging or broadcast communication and say whoever comes. I mean, you know who you're talking to, you know the people you're addressing. So it makes sense to put your business just in front of those people. And if you need to expand, you're going to be expanding based on data and based on the people that are coming into your business. I mean, so just the right people for your business. It puts your business in front of them. It helps you to solve pressing problems. So they want to learn more about your business. So for example, if you notice that in your industries, clients don't really understand still, for example, digital products and how things work and tools that work. I mean, you can take out time to create content around the site and then educate them. So to them, it is, oh, I don't know this. This is new to me. Oh, I'd never known. I mean, you're helping them to solve pressing problems so that they can learn more about your business. And that most of the time inspires them to trust you enough to choose your business over your competition, because your competition might not be doing that, and you're not helping them. So when they see you constantly coming up with help, I mean, they can as well say, oh, we can't do this by ourselves. Let's trust these people to do it for us. So if you're a professional, if your business is a professional service, it's something you should be looking into, because not everybody can do what you can do the way you do it. So it's important to educate them so that they can trust you and in turn increase your revenue. At the end of the day, it is to drive positive customer action. I mean, relevant customer action. If it's to sell, of course, you increase your revenue. And if it's for them to broadcast it, more people will come to your business and then still increase your revenue. So categories and types of content. Yeah, so content can be largely, like on a broad scale, split into two large categories. They are the topical content and the evergreen content. So topical content are information gotten from businesses based on season and trends. They provide relevant, timely, targeted information. So for example, if there is a trend going on and you think that your business needs to jump on that, I mean, that is topical. For example, if you're on Twitter and you think that, oh, this and this is trendy, there are some things we can talk about as a business, and then you jump on that. I mean, yes, that is topical. It's based on seasons and trend. If you're saying, for example, Valentine's Day is coming, if your business has packages around that season and you want to celebrate it, of course, those are topical content that you can put out. It is always based on season, and it provides timely, relevant, and targeted information. Everyone sometimes know that, oh, these days are like this, and sometimes it might not even be, it could be out of nowhere trend, and you just want to jump on it before it leaves. So it is important that you know that there is that section of content. And the other side of content, or the other category, is evergreen. This category of content does not go out of date anytime, any day. You probably have a blog post written in 2019, 2010, and just to find out that some of these things you've written are very relevant even in 2022. I mean, so those are evergreen content. People have written books, for example, and people have provided information about what works best in the digital world, and it's still relevant till date. And some of the things that people just think about that, oh, in the next 10 years, this thing is still going to be relevant. So evergreen content stays, of course, evergreen. It revolves around a topic that is always relevant to the reader, regardless of the current latest trend or season. So, for example, Valentine will come and go, New Year will come and go, Christmas will come and go, but there are some things that are constant in your industry. In the digital space, digital marketing will be here for a long time. Developing products will be here for a long time. Attending to customer services, I mean, improving experiences for customers will be here for a long time. So it has to be fresh every time. So it's retain its freshness and relatability, every time. So yeah, that is what our evergreen content works. And let's quickly move on to the types of content for professional services and business. Apart from the ones listed here, there might be others that are particular to other businesses, but I mean, this is more like the core for professional services. So if you have questions around this type of content and you're not a professional service business, these things too can work in your business. But as we go on, you would understand which one you should stay on, which one is specific to your business. So as a business, choosing a category of content could be easy to do. I mean, straightforward, you're just picking, I'm either doing content, evergreen content, or I'm doing a topical content, or I'm doing a combination of both, depending on the time and the season I'm creating my content. But understand the different type of content that exists, and it's used could be tasking. So Here is a list of the type of content specific to professional service businesses, B2B. So I'll just pick them one after the other so that we can move fast. And anyone that have a question, please don't forget to drop it in the chat. Podcast. This is basically an audio content. This is where you say things and then you put them on relevant platforms, maybe YouTube Music or Spotify or Anchor. Any of these platforms, supports audio files, audio content. So if it's something you want to educate people, especially about your business or the things that happen in your industry, of course, podcast is a good way to go. It is faster. It's something you can just quiet, say something that is relevant to your target audience and put it on the platform for them to listen. Video content, is everywhere. So YouTube is a good place to have video content. You can as well also put your video content on social media. So video content is everywhere as well. And it's something you can look into as a business. Podcast or article. Yes, this is for people that have target audience that can read and can take out their time to check in between the lines and say, oh, this is what the person is saying. Yeah, blog post is a good way to go. It's a good type of content to social media post. Yes, just know the specific social media platform that is relevant to your business. Thought leadership. This is important. Thought leadership is important because people want to know not just the things that are happening in the industry. People want to know, oh, what is your point of view to this thing? Does it make sense? Is it something we can do? Is there like tactics that you can help us with from your experience of the business? So yeah, infographics is more pictorial. You can let people see, oh, these are the things that are happening. These are the information. These are the statistics that we have based on our research and some of other things. So step-by-step instruction, how to. So this could be written, this could be, audio, this could be video, it could be anything. Some of these types too can fall into the category of, so like I said earlier, text, audio, or visual. So landing page is more visuals. Context and promotion. If you want to sponsor some things or you want to sponsor a competition, you put out content in that area. White paper, ebook, report, things that are happening, things people need to know. Newsletter could be to celebrate specific days. It could be to pass out important information or news in your industry. Sometimes it's also to nurture the people you have in your pipelines. So it's also important to have that. How to guide, how to do stores, how to do things in your industry, how to, it's more like the step-by-step instructions, but this is like outline, case study, client profile, the things you help people to do. It's more like testimonials, but it is giving them details of where you started with them, where you are with them, or where you ended the whole process with them. You get webinars like this, webinars like Launch Island. You could have big season webinars that are like quarterly or twice a year or once a year. It's just guest post is when you feature people to write audio or visual. Q&A content is, for example, the fact that FAQ that people have on their website. It's also content. Repurposing conferences into content. So yes, you might have a webinar or a conference and you want to repurpose it to, for example, it is visuals and you want it to be audio, you can convert it to audio and give it to your audio audience. You want it to be text, you can write it out and then print it out to your readers. Press release is important for your business, so people stay informed about the things happening with you. And quotes could be just minute details or something you want to pass across just basically on your social media or your website or something. Content marketing channels. Here we have different kind of content marketing channels. So it's important to know that your business doesn't have to be on all. Yes, so please, if you are looking at being on all social media platform or content marketing platform, it might be a little bit weird. So it is best to understand what works for your business and apply it. MailChimp, for example, is an email marketing platform, and you can send out newsletters or emails to as many people as possible at a time. You can schedule it. You can do a lot of things. You can send out to specific people. You can send it to them by date. You can use specific tags, send it to them. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do on that platform. We have YouTube. I mean, you have video content on YouTube. So what your business is putting out to target audience is video. I mean, YouTube is one of the places you can be on. LinkedIn, especially for professional service businesses, you have to be on LinkedIn because it is more like Facebook for professionals. And that way you can share your achievements, you can share some of the things you've done or you will be doing and stay relevant in your field. So LinkedIn is a good option for professional service businesses. Spotify, if you have audio content, if that's what works best for your target audience, of course, Spotify is a good place for you. Twitter is also a good place for your business, especially if you're aiming to be a thought leader in your industry. So Twitter is a good place to be. WhatsApp is a very nice place to be, to have a good customer care. I mean, easy communication with your customers, direct message, and they can reach out to you immediately. You can send them a response back. You can automate it, and sometimes you are active and then you respond to them immediately. TikTok, visual content. So it's really nice, especially if your target audience is around the youth or the young people or teenagers around this time. So Facebook is really good, especially if you are also looking at reaching a large number of people and you are planning to run ads and different things for the business. I mean, Facebook is a good place to be. Instagram is also a good place to be if you have short videos, if you have how-to videos and they're really short, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute max. These are the kind of content that people really want to see on their social media platform, especially Instagram. Anchor is specifically for podcasts. So if you're looking at having series or episodes of some things you want to talk about, I mean, Anchor is a good place for you. And then Snapchat, of course, and it is a visual platform as well. So these and more are like we have a lot of different content marketing channels, but like I said, you have to know what works best for your business and then apply it. Let's go straight to the best practices in content marketing. So here are some of the best practices to put in place while drawing up a content marketing plan for your business. And the first on the list here is strategize and plan your content marketing. I mean, it is important to have a goal in mind. It is strategizing and planning is a product of having a goal. Your business has a goal already, so you should have a marketing plan that has a specific goal, and then the content marketing plan also addresses that. Understand your audience and make sure it's customer centric. Sometimes it's not just about putting out the things that are happening or when things are just about you in your business. No, it is more like how I'm helping out. I am helping my target audience to solve their problem. I am attending to customer needs, and I am reaching out to them. I'm solving their problems for them. So creating the right conversation too is really, really important, because in your industry, it is important that some things are just necessary to your industry, and then you have to create conversations around it. For example, if you're aiming for a topical content, you have to jump on trends that are relevant to your industry. So creating the right conversation, the things that people like see relevant, and they just want to join that conversation, and you feel like, okay, yes, fine, I'm creating the right conversation is a good thing. Research your content and perform keyword research. This is important because you can't say you're creating content for your content marketing platforms and you are not speaking the lingua, for example, for those kind of platforms. It won't communicate effectively to your audience. So research the content and research the things that people are actively looking for. For example, if you type on Google, what is content, it will give you some other topics other people are searching for. So it is important that that is put into consideration, the things people are actively searching for, and jumping on some of those things. Focus more on evergreen content. Yes, as a professional service business, focus on evergreen content, because some of the services you're providing are still relevant in years to come. So it is not just about the now. It is not just about jumping on trends, not just about the season. It is about in the long term, will people reference what I said in 2010 or 15 years ago? The future, another thing is that the future is in personalization, and that's especially for email marketing. When you're reaching out to people's inboxes or sending them a message, or your chat box, is to personalize their experience so that they would say, oh, this business is really looking out for me, or this business is talking directly to me, or this business really have me at heart. So it is just important that personalization is something you're considering in your content marketing. Integrate with your SEO campaign. Create as many topics as possible to answer the target audience pain points. I mean, this is more like topic clusters. You should have the things you're talking about. I mean, you can pick just one topic and create 4, 5, 6 content around that. It also gives you this, the thought leadership approach to things, that, oh, this person has different things to talk about as regards this topic. And every businesses have different topics that are like important to their businesses. So it's important to talk about those points and address, especially if it's a pain point for your audience, address those things. And anytime they keep searching around those points, they would see your content and it will still stay relevant to them. So optimize your content to mobile. So let it be something they can experience on the go. That is the idea of staying mobile. That is the idea of having things that are relevant. They don't have to, like, before they reach out to you or before they interact with your content, doesn't have to be that they would have to carry their laptops and then sit down and then open it, wait for it to boot and all of those things. It is mobile. Make sure it's mobile and something you can just click on and it gets redirected to another page, and then they check it out, interact with it, share it, drop some comments, and so many other things. Use your analytics to optimize your content. So when you do content marketing, at the end of the day, you have to measure. And when you measure, you don't just measure to keep, you have to measure to say, oh, this is important to my audience and they like this better. Okay, so this is what we're going to do more as we add other content to that and see how they react. So use analytics to optimize it. So if your audience prefer video content, you would know from your analytics or from the things you're measuring. So it's important to use that. Content marketing metrics, the things you should be measuring and the tools you should be using. So for social media, I mean, some of the things you should be looking out for: likes, share, retweet if you're on Twitter, Comment, I think comment, like, share is common to most platforms. Views, if you have video content on Instagram, for example. Impression is the number of people that got to see your content and probably interacted with it. Not even probably interacted with your content. They could be following you or might not be following you. This also could be as a result of the kind of hashtag you're using. So it gets to them, but you're just interacting with it. So these are the things you should look at for. And the people, the reach. So the number of people your content is getting to. So for social media, these are like the basics and the things you should be looking at. Like, share, retweet. So share and retweet are like the same thing, but to retweet is specific for Twitter. And for your website, you need to know the number of visitors. It could be a monthly thing, so you can measure the number of people coming to your website, bounce rate, the number of people coming and leaving. On website, to calculate a session, it's about 30 seconds. And if they don't spend up to 30 seconds on your page, that's going to increase your bounce rate. And things you could put in place to reduce the bounce rate, like creating relevant content. So bounce rate is definitely one of the things you should look out for on your website. Average page view per session. So when they check a particular page, how long do they stay there? How long do they take out their time to check the content you have there? Session duration, the minimum, like I said, to reduce bounce rate, 30 seconds. So some people can stay longer if it's really important. And for example, if you hyperlink some of the content, different contents to each other, people just click from one page to the other. I mean, you can have good measurement for session duration. Average time on page, also in the same category. Top traffic source, so where are people coming from? So are people coming from the social media platforms to your website? Are people coming from paid ads to your website? Are people coming from newsletter or newsletter campaigns? I mean, wherever they're coming on, most of these are, especially with using Google Analytics, are on the metric list. Device sources, so what are they using? Are your target audience using Android, iPhone, their laptops? How are they accessing your website? I mean, that would help you to also create things specifically for example, Android users or iPhone users or laptop. Interaction per visit. So yeah, how long they stay and all of those things. Is this person coming back? Is this person a regular customer and all of those things? So these are the things you should look out for when you're trying to measure your content marketing strategy for website. Email marketing, open rate, the number of people that open it, and that will be in percentage of the number of people you sent it to. Click-through rate, how many of them opened and click something in your campaign? I mean, so if they are not clicking, your click-through rate is going to be low, and your open rate, if they're not opening, your opening rate is going to be low. So these are the things you should also look at for. Conversion rate, how many of them are moving or taking a step from your campaigns to your website to take a particular something, an actionable a call to action. How many of them are actually doing all of those? So that would explain your bounce rate. Your conversion rate. Bounce rate is how many of them opened it and then closed it immediately. I mean, it also shows you that some of these people are not actively engaging the newsletter. Number of unsubscribers. These are the people that are probably subscribed for a newsletter or a part of your email marketing, and then at some point they decide that, oh, we don't want to be. So you need to know the numbers and how frequent the number is so that you can address some issues. List growth rates. I mean, how many people are subscribing by the day? Is it increasing? And number, spam complaint is it getting directly to their inbox, or is it going somewhere else? Is it relevant to them? Are they reporting your content? So I mean, those are one of the reasons your email could be falling in spam. Forwarding rate. So people share newsletter you share to them. So you send to them. So you can also know the number of people that share and all of those things. Here are some of the measuring tools, measuring how the strategy of your business content marketing helps you to optimize your performance. So you know what direction you're moving, what next to do, how best you can do it. It helps you to also make better business decisions and analyze customers' trend, favorite topic, or satisfaction, which leads to better service plan. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, it has to serve them more and how to keep them coming back. Buffer is good for social media. You can have different kind of platform on it, and then it will tell you some of the metrics we mentioned earlier. It would show you how people are actively interacting with your content on different social media platforms. MailChimp as well is for emails. You would definitely see every metric outlined out and how your newsletter is performing. Google Analytics can be integrated with your website, or say you have a blog post, so you would know where people are coming from and a whole different metric that you can look at. The tweet reach is for Twitter, basically, and it is to help you to know these are the people that are interacting with my content. Of course, you can use social media analytics, the analytic part of your social media platforms, but if you just want to go through it and have the result in your hand, you can use some of these tools. Google Trend is a measuring tool to know what is trending in your industry. You can even compare a trend between months or year, or to just know, comparing this topic to this topic, which one works best, which one should I talk about at this moment. I mean, most of the time, before you create a content, I think you should use Google Trends to check how relevant that topic is in the moment, so that you can address people's issues right on the spot. Yes, so how to start a content marketing strategy for your business. The secret of getting it to get started is to do something. Everything I'm probably saying since morning start a bit overwhelming, but these are the things you should be looking at, and I'm going to be explaining each of these points as we go on. So yeah, the first one is set goals. I mean, if you are going to measure something at the end of the day, you must definitely know what you're going to be measuring at the end of the day. What am I actually doing? What am I supposed to do? Where do I see my business going with this? What content marketing? What do I need this content marketing strategy to help me do? So content is about telling stories and making memories. So every business started out to fill a gap. Exactly. So there's a reason why you are in that market, and there is a reason why you're doing what you're doing. So understanding why the business is the first step, and to create a suitable objective for your content marketing strategy. Oh, I am in this business to address this, and this, and make profit, of course. So it is also important, while you're creating your content marketing strategy, it's important to set those goals so that it would help your business. Why is this important? Better KPI tracking. KPI is key performance index, and you would know that, oh, these are the things I'm setting out to be very important to me. They are key to me. So of course, this is the only way you can track that if you have a goal. If you don't have a goal, there is really nothing to measure. Employee advocacy. This is when the people in your business actually say, oh, this is the things we want to accomplish, and this is how we're going about it. So they would know what exactly the business is about, and then how they can help you communicate it with your target audience. So increase productivity within your team. Of course, everybody has a clear path of where they are leading to. Everybody is going to do whatever it takes to make sure that goal comes to pass. And the moment that happens, it also gives you higher return on investment. So whatever you put into your content marketing strategy, get it back in sales and increase revenue. The next thing would be creating a buyer persona. According to HubSpot, it is a semi-fictional representation of your ideal customer. So you already know who your target audience is and the specific person you want to sell to. So sometimes to create a buyer persona, you have to like say, oh, the person is within this age range. You can even give the person a fake name to just identify that, oh, these are the kind of people we are looking for. This is the kind of person I'm looking for within this age range, doing this particular job, because it's a B2B business, doing this particular business, or businesses within this industry are the type of people I want to serve. So it's more like creating something that in real time is not tangible, but to your business, it is really, really important, because that helps you to shape how you communicate with that person. This is mostly based on actual data about your existing and potential customers. So for example, you already know the people that you want to reach out to, and then there are some people already in your business. So you need to gather as many information as you can get. The data that is accessible to you, you can go into it, check it, and create a data-driven buyer personnel to say, okay, this is the person I am reaching out to. And this is important because it helps you to segment your market. I mean, you can say, oh, I'm reaching out to businesses within this industry. If you're attending to a real estate company here, I'm going to address people in the, say, fashion world here. I'm going to address people in the educational system here. I mean, it just helps you to segment, oh, these are the people I'm addressing in different markets or in different industry. So it helps you to helps in creating great campaigns. So you don't just talk over people and over the target audience. You talk specifically with people, and then people are really going to enjoy that personalization of your emails. It helps you to drive content creation, like I said. It helps you to actively create content for that particular person. Tailored content delivery. So when you're sending out your newsletter or you're creating content on social media and you're using hashtag, you are directly talking to a persona, and that would help you help your delivery, because you can't just use any hashtag you find, because I mean, like I said earlier, you can't copy and paste content marketing strategy. It has to be specific to your business. So also in the delivery of your content, it will help you if you have a persona to say, oh, this is kind of people. And even if you're doing promotions, for example, you would be able to say, oh, this is the person I am trying to reach, and it is from your plan and the things you've itemized, demography, psychography, age, gender, anything you've laid out as your plan, it is going to deliver to the right target audience. So that is really important. Identify gaps with content audit. This is the process of using catalog and analyzing performance of all your content across digital platform to check what you're missing out in communication as a business and what type of content works best for your business. I mean, it's straightforward. Which of these contents do people relate more with? What have I not done? I've talked about this, and this. What have I not talked about in my industry and is relevant to my audience? So content audit is really important, because you now have to check and balance what is happening, what is relevant to your audience at the time, what you should be talking about, what gap are there in your communications, and how to fill up those gaps. So identifying is good. This is important because you can use data-driven insight to address audience pain point. For example, some of the times it might not even be what you're posting or not posting. It might be in the comment section for your business, and people are actively asking about the same thing over and over again, and you probably have not addressed that. So it is something you should also look at. Okay, what are people asking? What are people actively asking my business? Help content perform better. This way, people can, for example, if you find out that your audience like to read more than watch videos, it will help you to create more text content than video. If you find out that people enjoy listening to your podcast, it makes you change, pivot your way around your business and then say, oh, this is what I'm going to create for them. Then it also helps you to see ahead of competition. For example, if you do content audits for yourself, you can also check other people's platform and say, oh, these are the things they're not doing. Oh, I would fill in the gap for them. And filling in the gap for your target audience would help them to also reach out to other people and say, oh, this is what this business is addressing. Come check this out. And then they keep sharing your content, and then you keep having more awareness and visibility. So it helps you to stay ahead of your own competition. Another thing you should look out for is brainstorm content ideas. Content ideas need as many minds as possible to create. That's why brainstorming session done with a goal in mind is highly productive and creative. So as a business, if you are doing this by yourself, of course, you need to come talk about your content ideas, bringing different teams together so that there would be different kind of ideas everywhere, and then people can really say, oh, this is what I think. This is what I think is a pain point for our audience. This is an idea I think we should work on. You would have different options you can pick from, and then you pick quality. Why is this important? It helps you to build a community culture within your team, because people can sit down and think together and really talk about some ideas, refine some ideas, and then push it out. So it helps you to build community. Then people will really like see that they are a part of your business, especially employees who say that they are actively contributing to a part of your business. And this is a community they can come and drop their ideas about anything happening in the industry. And then even if it's crude, it can be refined. Unlock different levels of creativity in content creation. So someone else might say, oh, let's try something else in text. Let's try something different in visuals. We probably don't need to use people talking. We can communicate using animation or motion graphics, anything. So people can come up with different things. And then some people who think they are not creative would also see how creative they can be around people that help them to think and refine ideas. Multiple content generation. So you would have a large database for your content ideas. So people keep thinking about things and keep dropping it. Probably you have a doc that people just come and drop ideas and write the direction and everything. So you would have different things to draw from, especially when you're having creative block or your team is having a creative block. You can always look into where your reservoirs and pick up the different ideas. So keyword and search intent. While creating a content, it is important to think like the user. Think like you are the audience. If you say what you're saying to yourself and it doesn't make sense, probably will not make sense to your audience. So what are they actively asking on search engines? Why is it important to them? Can they easily find this content with you? Can they find it on your website? Can they find it on a social media page? Can you find it anywhere that relates to you? There are more user-related questions. These are more user-related questions that must be answered. So that way you would know that you're addressing the pain points. People are actively searching for how they can get better at the things you provide as a service. So you need to understand, what are they actively searching for? for example, if you put a content out and it sounds technical to you and you think, oh, you've dropped some knowledge, they might not access this because they probably do not understand what you're saying in the language you're saying it. They probably want to learn something simple, straightforward, and leave. If you write something technical to them, I mean, they might just, oh, this is complex. I don't think I understand any of this. And it could bore them and they probably will not come back. Find other platforms that have content that are really easily digestible. So here's why it's important. It attracts people searching for that kind of content. Like I said, if you type anything to Google, searching for anything on Google right now, it will give you options of what other people are actively looking for. On YouTube as well, if you go ahead and search a video, a topic, and then they'll bring out different videos. If you watch a video, they'll suggest other videos to you that people who watched the previous video are also watching this one. So it helps people to really find you, basically. Increase awareness, yes. Give focus on the intent of your topic. So people will really understand, your target audience will really understand, oh, this is why this person is creating this or this. Oh, there are some things that you would address and they would understand the idea behind what you're addressing. It is straightforward, they understand what you're saying, and it boosts your search engine optimization. People would definitely see you more and engage and interact with your content. Use topic clusters. These are strong internal linking framework to help users. For example, if you read on Medium, you'll find out that if you, for example, read something about digital marketing, the next things that will be suggested to you would be in line with digital marketing and the likes. If you pick a particular topic on anything and then you search some of these platforms, it would give you things that the author of the previous article wrote about. So they're going to give you more options of the same person. And so as a business, since you are interfacing with platforms like that, you also understand that if you pick a topic and write, for example, 10 things about it, it means that when someone is done with one thing, they would see other options of the things they should read, and they say, oh, these are other options. These are some other things I can read to understand this topic better. So topic clusters they're really important to your content creation journey or your content marketing strategy. You get to cover broad subjects and dominate a specific keyword category in organic search. So this way you don't even have to run ads. People just know that when it comes to digital transformation, this is the person I should go for. When it comes to how to stand out doing budgets, for example, in an accountancy firm, I mean, this is the business to go to. So this also helps search engines to understand your website and how your content interconnect. So for example, if you hyperlink different content to a particular article or blog post, I mean, when search engine is trying to understand your website, just going to know that, oh, this person has 3 major topics that, or this business has 3 major topics that they address as a business. So it helps, it also boosts your SEO as a business. Content frequency. This describes how often your audience want to hear from you. A lot of people think that putting out content every day or 5 times a day is really the way to go. Sometimes for your business, it is not the way to go because, for example, if it's a professional service business, some of the times this content are not entertaining. So if you keep pushing different things to them at different times, at the end of the day, you are going to experience diminishing returns on your content because people are going to get bored and not interact. So publishing the right information at the right time is golden. It is really, really important. And you will know this, especially if you use social media platforms, you would see the times that people are more actively engaging with your content. Even if you're sending out email newsletter, for example, on MailChimp, you can get the time that people open their emails more, and then you can target their emails to that particular time so that your open rate will be more, some of the metrics you have higher values. So if content frequency is done right, the risk of diminishing your authority would be reduced, in the sense that people would just know that, oh, at this particular time, or anytime I see this business's content, it is definitely relevant. It is definitely fresh. It is something I should always look out for. Content frequency prioritize quality over quantity, in the sense that it doesn't matter how many posts you put up, or how many emails you send per day, or how many things you just push out to your target audience. It is the quality. Anytime they open your emails, or anytime they interact with your content on social media, is this something that is valuable, relevant, and relevant to them? If it's not, then it is not quality. But it is more better to blend the two as well. So you have to stay consistent, and then you have to keep repeating some of this quality content you put out there. So it is really important. Why is this important? Easy penetration into a saturated market, in the sense that if, for example, you're a new business, or you're a new organization, professional service business, and you understand that, oh, this is saturated, or people there's little or no space for you to communicate with people. It also helps you to say, okay, fine, at this particular time of the day, this is when I put it out. Because people, based on data, of course, this is when they react, when they relate or interact with my content. So at first, you might be putting a lot of things out so that you can measure what time of the day works best for your target audience, or what kind of content works best for your target audience. But the moment you can find out what works for your business, it is easy to just go straight and do exactly that, so that you can get a hold on a part of the market. To establish yourself as an industry leader, yes. So this also helps your thought leadership strategy, or with it boosts audience engagement, yes, because that way they are more active to, for example, if your audience are more active on a Wednesday 3 p.m., it is important to put out content that they can interact with around that time. I mean, that way your audience are going to like say, oh yeah, I've seen this, oh this is really true, and contribute, drop things in the comment section, it's a blog post, or even a social media page. I say, oh yeah, that's true, I agree with this, or I have more questions about this. How does this and that work, and all of those things. It helps you to generate leads. For example, the moment you are a thought leader, people trust you, people know you, people like you, people trust the content you bring to them. I mean, it is easier for them to recommend you to people, or to even come to you and say, okay, fine, I trust your decision on this. Can you help out with this, this, and that? So content frequency is important. Content promotion is also something you should look out for in your content marketing strategy. Promoted content is just about taking stuff to a cluster of target audience and getting views. It has followed the same principle of an organic content. It has to follow the same principle rather of an organic content. Is it relatable? Is it helpful? Is it educational or informative? Is it engaging and memorable? Like we said, content are more like stories, and it has to remain memorable. So is this something that they can look at and just say, oh yeah, even if it's something they're not subscribed to, or something that just popped into their inbox, is this something they can stay on and then interact with? It is necessary for business to look, for businesses looking to reach new audience, to also make this a priority. Yes, it is important that you do sponsor that. I mean, on social media platforms, or say YouTube or Google Ads, anything, you have to put it out there, because you are looking at reaching a different market, or reaching a different set of people than the people you already have. than your existing customer. You want to reach out to them. And as a person, not just a business person now, as a human being, you probably have interacted with some pop-up ads or sponsored ads on YouTube and Google, for example, and you've seen, oh, this is really nice, and you clicked on it, and then you move on. Even if you don't make a sale action, you've made an action of clicking and getting more interested in that content. So that could also work for you if you're looking into content promotion. And here's why: it would drive engagement, social media platforms, gain access to earned media when they share. So people can see that and just decide to share, and share with their friends, their family, the people they believe should see this. Some of these people have communities, they can share with their community. And not just social media platform, anywhere else, everywhere they can find quality content. You hand traffic and conversion. People can see that content and take an action to your websites just to check it out. Or how great is this? How, okay, these are the things they're doing. This is nice. Is this something I'm considering to buy? Yes. Is this something I'm hoping to buy? Yes. So you can take actions from here. So choose the right content type. Like we said, not all type of content works best for every business. So the wrong type of content can be detrimental to your business. I mean, it is not going to be a good thing to see that, oh, you've chosen audio when your audience want to read, or you've chosen text when your audience wants to watch video. So it could change the tone of your message. Some people read the way they talk to themselves. So what if they had read your content that's supposed to be simple, sweet, straightforward, and they've used their own interpretation to change the entire thing? So it is important to choose the best content type and provide high quality content to attract clients and create interest in their business, your business rather. Yes, so repurpose and update content. So repurposing great content amplifies the reach of your content and helps to drive traffic from numerous sources across platforms. So for example, if you've done a video example, or maybe a how-to video, or probably you created a how-to guide, and then you think, oh, it's something you should convert to, for example, the video to text or the video to audio. It is something you should really, really consider to reach the audience that enjoy audio more. While updating older content tells search engine that a particular content is always going to stay relevant, especially on your website. So you're saying this content is relevant in 2010, but there are some other things I need to add to it in 2022, and then it keeps getting fresh. Like we said, the evergreen kind of content. You just probably need to update them and still keep them. Just like when people write books and then they have second edition, third edition of the same book, it's most of the time the updated version of that book. So it keeps it ranking as #1 and driving new waves of traffic for a long time. The important is that repurposing makes content easier to scale. So if you've converted a video to text, for example, the audience that prefer text is going to see it, they're going to see it, interact with it, and then share it. If you repurpose it to audio, it is easier for people to listen on the go right now. So they just probably listen on the go and then remember that, oh, they need to share this with somebody. So it helps you it makes it easier for you to scale because you're reaching different people across different platforms. Your content will get in front of a completely new, different audience. I mean, people that probably have not heard about you, when they see people sharing your content, it's going to get in front of new people that you probably don't know. And because of that, they follow, they like your post, they come check your website out, and different that. So updating content gives you more traffic and foster trust for more relevant content, because people are going to say, oh, if you wrote this 20 years ago and then you're choosing to write this in 2022, I mean, it has to be something that is relevant, and you're just giving us an update of what it looks like after 2 decades. So it is important. Track, report, performance, and optimize. It is important to monitor and analyze the performance of individual pieces of content on a regular basis, so that you know that, oh, this is how it works. People don't engage with it at this particular time. This is done to improve on content that perform poorly and update or repurpose the best performing content for a better reach and engagement. Is straightforward. And like we said, this is mentioned this when we were talking about measuring and the likes. So this is important, and this side helps. It helps you to stay efficient and minimize the budget you spend on promotion, so you don't have to waste all your money or your resources trying to reach a very vast audience that probably will not interact with your content. You have narrowed down that your budget to a particular audience, and then your metric also gives you an insight to who you should be reaching and how you should reach them. Valuable insight into what your audience is thinking and how they feel about your content. From their feedbacks, from how they interact with your content, you can easily know what to do and what not to do. Sense of direction of what next in the strategy. If you have a 6-month plan and then you've gotten to your goals for the 3rd month, I mean, it just lets you know that, oh, this is when we have to move to the next phase of the strategy. So this is important. And I'm going to be ending by quoting Adebiyi, who says, content without strategy is just stuff. It's just there. It's just simply putting things in front of people, and whether or not they interact with you, you don't care. It's just doing whatever you like. So strategy helps you to get your content to the right people at the right time. And that will be all. Do we have any questions? Thank you all for listening. Is there anybody who has questions? You can drop them in the chat or unmute yourself and ask directly. Okay. Thank you, Atinoke. Do you have any question?
No, I don't have any question. But my take home would be that it's not about the quantity of the content, but the quality that matters. So that's my take home.
Yeah, thank you, Atinoke, for that.
Yes, I was wondering. So, is there any type of business that could do one of the category of content, the topical and the evergreen? Is it possible for any type of business to choose just one? Because from your explanation, I think that for every business, they might have to combine both. Like, they have to jump on trends and as well give content that wouldn't expire, right? So now I was just thinking aloud, if there could be any business that would just focus on either of these category of content.
Thank you, Atinoke. Yes, I think people can focus on whether they want to do evergreen or topical content, and that is basically based on the goal of the business. So, for example, if a business is setting a goal to say, in 20 years, or say in 10 years, we want to be the thought leader in this field, they are going to take out their time to say, oh, these are the things we are going to be doing. These are the topics we are going to be talking about, and that will build to what our goals would be in 10 years. But for example, if a business is also considering that even as we plan for we have a 10-year plan, we have something we have to keep jumping on every month to say we are we understand this trend and we want to jump on this trend, and we want to see how we can relate what we do with this trend and make people understand our business more. Of course, those that's when they combine the two. But for people that write books, or for businesses that just go out and say, we want to write blog posts and have a website and that's all, or give a review on different books that we've read over and over again. For example, in the digital marketing, if you're looking forward to be a thought leader in a specific field, you might not have to jump on topical content. You have to do more. Even if you do, you have to do more of evergreen content to say, okay, this person knows what he or she is saying, this business knows what they are saying, and they make sense when they say some of this. So you can decide to say, okay, fine, I'm doing evergreen, so that in 5 years I can reference some of the things I've said and how it is playing out in 5 years. But you can also say, I'm just going to be jumping on trends, and then when I have the community or when I have the audience that I am looking for, I mean, it's always dependent on the kind of goal you're setting for yourself. So when I have this, then I'll start creating evergreen content. So your goals will also determine what kind of content you are looking at, or the category of content you want to do. If there's any other person in the audience that wants to say something about this, please feel free to chip in. Let's learn together. So I'll take that as a no. Thank you everyone for joining in. It's such a privilege to facilitate this session. Join us again in 2 weeks' time for another Launch and Learn session. It is going to be amazing. And if at some point you missed out any part of this video, the video will be available on YouTube. You can always watch the replay, and we'll send it. It will be on our social media platforms, and we'll send it via mails to everyone who was registered. Thank you everyone for joining in. Bye.
All right, thank you.